Today we're going to think more about positive emotions and really how we can savor and enjoy and appreciate and connect with curiosity and get more engaged in life despite our pain. So this is a little bit different to what we've done so far. So far we've really been working at how we get distance from our difficult thoughts so that they're not in control of our behavior and we get to choose whether we listen to them or not. Get in space and room for our difficult emotions so they're more free to come and go in their own time, and we support ourselves going through them. Compassion, adding that in to support us. Values as a strong motivation to build a life that is meaningful even in the pain. And then committed action, how we turn the values into actions and goals to really build the best life we can, facing everything we're going through. So this week adds and builds on that by looking at how can we savor, enjoy, be even more present in what we're gonna, the valued actions and the compassionate actions. So really, we're going to focus on a number of aspects. We're going to focus on present moment attention again, which is something we've done quite a bit on, but with this emphasis on curiosity. Present moment attention with curiosity is one of the most supportive things we can do when we're struggling with our mental health. Because when we're deep in depression and anxiety, often we will feel anhedonic, which is the sort of technical name for feeling very little positive emotion, feeling quite numb or detached or a lot of negative emotion. And in that place, people really struggle because we want the happiness we used to feel or what we imagine other people feel. And then yet we're struggling with this really painful, numb, detached, anxious, low, whatever combination of feelings it is, and that gets really loud and strong. We get more attention on it, we struggle with it more, it amplifies, and then it becomes harder to feel positive emotions. The thing we can control during that time is still our attention. Now, when I say this, people often say, well, I'm really distracted because of anxiety and depression, I can't focus right now. Well, that's true. Right now, it's very hard to focus, but we can always train this and regain this ability. And we can train the capacity for attention just by making it a goal to notice when we're distracted and come back, and to really train that skill to come back and be very kind in that right now, yes, it is hard to focus and you can't focus the way you might have done effortlessly in the past, but we can build it back up. Much like an injury, when we pull our back, it's harder to lift things, to do stuff, but we shouldn't sit and do nothing or just rest. We have to get moving and gradually build the strength back up. And then in time, we'll be able to do things again. So attention is like a muscle that we might have pulled right now. So present moment attention with our mindfulness skills, we've been working that the whole way through the course. And, to do that with a lot of kindness when you're struggling with attention. Also, our modern world distracts us as well. So technology, phones, computers, TV, the way we consume things, the way we engage with media, news, all kinds of things now is designed to be quite distractible and quite, for our attention to jump from thing to thing to thing and be very addictive. So we're also being trained by our technology to lose our ability to focus. So, that adds in. And then when we're in mental health challenges, often we engage with our phones and screens more to try and escape it. But actually they stress us out more. We're doing social comparison or hearing lots of very scary news stories or getting not as much connection as we're looking for out of the device, and all of that is very stressful. Then it's very distractible, and it all comes in a cycle. So really, we're wanting to reclaim our attentional skills and train them and get them back. Even if it's hard to say read a book, we want to just read a little bit at a time, one line. Keep rereading it, keep coming back, keep focusing, just 5 minutes to start. And in time, our attention, our focus will come back. So the next principle is really curiosity, that really facilitates all of this. Curiosity at its nature is a very positive emotional state. It feels good to be curious. Just look at little kids, they're always curious and they're always filled with joy. Not always, but large chunks of their life, they're filled with joy just through curiosity. And it's a very innate, natural thing that we've all had at some point and then we've lost as life has become painful and hurt us in different ways. So regaining curiosity, we can do a number of things. So there are a few ways I like to tap into curiosity. The first one is to look for three qualities, to look for novelty, detail, and change. So new things in our environment, detail, not just seeing things broadly, but zooming in on the detail of whatever the experience is, or who or where we are, or who we're talking to. Can we get the detail of that experience? And then change, looking for things changing and evolving and varying. If we look for those qualities, we're going to start to get curiosity just by that. We can also set a implementation intention, which is the psychological term for just saying, put in a concept in our mind that then guides our attention and our behavior a little bit. So that's as simple as just saying, okay, I'm going to be curious here. Let me be curious. So connecting with that value of curiosity, and then that setting that in our mind will start to do it. We can also ask questions. So in our own mind, we can say, what's going on here? What am I feeling right now? What's this sensation like? Where is it located? Like the questions I've given as we do some of the mindfulness practices. So you can ask questions about your internal experience, to prompt attention. You can ask questions about what's going on in the world around you. You can sort of say, what am I seeing here? What's going on? What's happening? And these are all ways of getting into curiosity. And if we tap into that, the wonderful thing is that will make us more focused and concentrated. And then over time, that will start to release some of the positive emotion again. Because the best times in our life are when we are deeply engaged and focused in the present moment. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions as we go along. Stick it in the chat bar. So we've got the present moment attention. We've got curiosity. Linked to this, we've got flow, which is an idea, a concept that comes out of psychology and positive psychology, which is really when we're deeply engaged in a positive experience and we lose sense of self and sense of time, and we're absorbed in the activity or the relationship or whatever it might be, and it's deeply fulfilling, but in the moment you almost lose all sense of time and who you are and positive emotion, and you're just in the experience. But when you come back out of it, you feel really good. You think that was great, that was really meaningful. And throughout our life, we'll have some peak experiences of this, but it is a spectrum. So at times we're all dipping into it. And the simplest way to trigger flow is to control variables like time and quality. So if you set yourself a task, set a timer and think how much you want to get done in a period of time, and then aim for good quality in what you're doing. So you're trying to do it as quick as you can whilst retaining quality. And if you do these two things and you focus and you relax and don't push too hard, don't make it too difficult, just at the edge of your skill set, then we'll start to get into flow states. So we got flow, and then we got two other ideas, savouring and gratitude. And we're going to do these as practices to really bring them home. So savouring is when it's different to flow, because flow, we get absorbed in what we're doing and we lose the sense of self and time. Savouring, we are actually aware of the experience, but also what we're feeling, and our mind dances between the two. So in the moment, we're thinking, oh, this cup of coffee is delicious, or this meal is amazing, and you feel warmth and good feelings and openness and joy and happiness and things in your body. So that's savouring. And then gratitude is really appreciating resources, opportunities, people, experiences in our life, and expressing this in words, this sense of gratitude for these things. So we're gonna work through these a little bit and do a little bit on each of them. And the big caveat that I'll say again is that we're not expecting you to be able to do this really easily. It's really difficult when we're struggling with our mental health, when we have lots of difficult thoughts distracting us, difficult feelings pulling us out and blocking positive emotion. So, we might just be at the entry level of practicing attention and curiosity. We might be nowhere near flow or savoring or gratitude yet. But we can practice and develop them and cultivate them. And we can do this even in the midst of pain. Even when people are in the worst conditions in the world, they find things to savor and appreciate. The classic example is Viktor Frankl in in Auschwitz, in the Nazi death camps, was able to savor positive memories about his wife and his connection to her, and then also savor humanity and the strength of people around him and enjoy that. Nelson Mandela was able to go out while he had to do physical labor while he was incarcerated and savor the feeling of the sun on his face and the being outdoors and physical work. So even in these really tough, awful situations, there are things to savor, and if we're in so much pain in our own body, then we can savor things outside more and our attention is out. So beauty, important relationships, connection, tasks. There are always things to savor, even in amongst the pain. However, we're not trying to paper over the pain or kind of deny it or do toxic positivity. We're just trying to do this as something that is supportive, something that helps us through the pain. So let's do a bit of practice now to start to work this skill. So we're going to do dropping anchor again, and we're going to emphasize curiosity first of all. And then we'll move into some of the other skills as well. So